ports.
What's up, guys? Guns for Newbies. Back here today. I wanted to thank everybody who has been liking, subscribing, sharing. We've had quite a bit of the videos have been getting shared. Comments, likes, questions. I wasn't actually going to make a video about how to install this, but I had a request from somebody specifically, so that's why I'm going to do it. So unfortunately, I can't really show you the actual segments of like me physically doing that, but I figured I'd just take little breaks in between, show you what I'm doing, so that way you get a good gist of what it is I'm talking about and see how to do it, essentially, you know, likewise. So this is my CZ Shadow 2 compact. I have this gun. I've had this gun for a while now. I sent it out to United Firearms, and they did the port job for me, and I absolutely love it. Before the port, I'm not going to lie, I just was not a big fan of this gun. So, but today we're going to put in the flat face trigger from how do you say this? EEMANN? Whatever. Laugh at me if you want to. I don't really understand. EEMANN. So, we're going to put this guy in. You need this tool to help you with the reset trigger spring that they give you. It is a competition style. And then here's a flat face trigger. You get the Allen key to adjust it, and you get the trigger return spring. So we'll go ahead and start by disassembling the pistol. If you have this guy, there's tons of videos on how to do that, so it's not very hard. So let's get the slide off, and then we'll go from there. Okay, guys, so now that we got the slide off, and pardon the mess, but now that we got the slide off, you can see we have the slide here, so the internal slide rail. It's pretty cool actually how this thing assembles, but in all reality, I really don't see any benefit to it. So, but it is cool to look at. Just gives you a lot less slide length, so a lot less area to rack the slide. So on this guy, I actually just bought this Cajun Gunworks slide with 13-pound recoil spring. I wish I would have gone with the 11. It sounded like 13 just sounds incredibly light, but I haven't even shot it yet, so I'm not sure if that's something that it's gonna, every spring system that you have loosens up pretty quickly right away, so maybe you have to put 100 rounds through it to function, you know, or the slide would be perceived a lot lighter. However, there's not a whole lot of area to grab, and you really don't want your slide just slamming shut. One, it's harder on stuff. Two, you get a lot more dip back in the muzzle when you're trying to readjust your sights. The truer to close it is, the better off it's going to be. So now that we have that, you can see here is your frame. Okay, so in your frame, what you're going to want to do is you're going to have to release this guy in here. That's going to allow the assembly to essentially be moving up and down. And then from there, there's going to be another pin that you're going to take out to where that's going to release the trigger from the actual frame. So we'll go ahead and do that now, and we'll be right back. And how we're going to do it is we're going to knock this first pin out, then we're going to slide the whole trigger up, and you'll be able to see it through here. Knock the next pin out, swap the trigger and the return spring, and then go on from there. So, all right. Okay, guys, and now we're back. So as you can see, this trigger, what happens is you put this guy up in here, you just angle it. Let me put that back in there so you can see kind of what I'm talking about. So it goes in there, it's like this, right? So what happens is once you loosen that guy right there, you want to put it up, you know, upside down, pull your punch back out, and then your spring's going to come out of it, right? So there's the old spring, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to set this guy over here so that way we don't accidentally reuse it. And then this is the pin that holds the trigger in, so you're going to want to keep this, okay? And then you just pull this guy out of here, okay? And then you'll be able to install the new trigger by reversing those steps, and that's why you need this tool. So this is going to help you. This is going to help you. See if I can get this open. I just had it open. This is going to help you put this guy back in here. So you use the new spring, and what you do is you slide this guy in there just like that, and then you'll be able to push it in through the top. Okay, once you have the new trigger locked in there. So I'm going to go ahead and lock that back in there, put the spring back in, and then I'll come back again. So Okay guys, so I just needed a little bit of light, so I rearranged everything around here. So as you can see, we got the first pin in. This is the second one that holds the spring to the slide. So you do is you just want to have it just enough so that way it's only in on this side. And then from what we'll be able to do is we'll be grabbing the new spring, okay? And then I believe it goes, so I don't know why this is having trouble focusing. It's probably because of where I have the light placed. It is. So this spring, what you do is you'll put the left leg forward, and then you'll want to, you know, put it in that crevice and push it down. So, and then once you get it in place, you'll push that screw all the way in, and then you're locked and loaded with your brand new flat face trigger. So pretty cool stuff. So, and then we'll be back once I get it all assembled again. Okay guys, so now we're back and I got the trigger in. Holy, you see we're clear. Okay, you can see the barrel in there. Okay, so okay, and fair warning, I did adjust this. I backed it out even more just because sometimes I actually carry this gun. So I did not want it to dirt or anything like that to get in behind that trigger screw and allow it not to go off. But look at how short this thing is. Holy shit. So let off just a little bit. It's trying to reset right now. There it is. Okay, and then the brake. So letting off. It's right there. There it is. Then the brake. So, and you can have it even shorter than that. I got it to fire, and then I did 2 whole turns. Actually, probably like 1 1/4 turn back just to ensure it would always fire. So if you want tighter tolerances than that, you certainly can. The reset's crazy though. I mean, like if you're shooting, like that's crazy. And then also the double action is incredibly shorter, but I mean, like that's the wall. Oh my God, that's amazing. That's just crazy. So went from a silver trigger and grips to the black lock grips and this, and I feel like it has completely transformed this gun. Also didn't notice if you noticed, but I had a Cajun Gunworks recoil, stainless steel recoiled spring with that's uncaptured, so I really like that. It makes the gun feel a lot smoother, a little more I guess I would say natural. I did go the 13-pound spring, I think I said that, but I think I'm going to be reducing it down to the 11. We'll see how it shoots. I mean, it's got a little bit, and here's a fun trick that you can do. I mean, if you want to drop the slide on your gun, I don't really recommend doing that on too many of like the Gucci guns. If you have a Glock or whatever, I mean, it doesn't really matter. But if you drop the slide and you get a lot of jolting in it, you see there was a little bit there. Generally, it's because the slide is too heavy. So, I mean, but as long as the slide's not too over heavy or oversprung, you know, way too heavy, you're not really gonna, you're gonna get proper ejection. So I mean, it's a plus and a minus system, but I like all my guns to shoot flat. So, but I'm really happy with that trigger. That's just crazy to me. So once you're on that wall, though, I mean, it's there. It's like 2011. Good. So I'm very happy with that. All in all, I think the tool was one of the most expensive parts. It was 40 bucks. The trigger kit for the whole system was only $90. So that's trigger, return spring, new locking pin, and I think it came with something else, and the Allen key. That's right, in the Allen key. So pretty good deal there. So about 130 bucks. You can be well on your way with a brand new trigger that shoots amazing. I'm sure it will. Since it's hammer fired, you really don't have to worry about it being too light of a trigger because there's no internal striker. So you're just going to hit this guy home to the firing pin, straight to the primer. So I'm really, really excited to get this guy go, and we'll be back with more thoughts. I have some I actually have it ported with the original, other than that, the original configuration. Now we went to a lighter recoil spring with a better trigger and better grips. So we will combine everything into this video when it actually drops. I plan to actually go shooting this weekend. So when you see this, it'll be the same day. But yeah, long story short, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll get into the shooting video, I guess, because we're going to do that, and then we'll be back for final thoughts. All right, guys, so today we got the range empty, so I can actually talk to you. So got the new trigger in this guy. As you can see, run really, really good. I also put the Cajun Gunworks recoil spring in this one for today's purposes. So I just did a couple groups here with it just to get warmed up, and the recoil does feel a lot better. I'm also noticing with the trigger, I mean, the groups are way tighter. So this is right around 21 feet. You can see I had one flyer there. This one I was shooting a lot faster, and this one I was just my first shot, so just getting used to the trigger. If you put a little bit too much trigger on it, I'm shooting them to the right. Too much finger on the trigger. So we're gonna back it. We're just gonna go to 15 feet this time. I'm gonna try to shoot a little bit quicker, so that way you guys can see the recoil control here. It definitely did change with the Gunworks recoil spring and their guide rod. I wish I would have went to an 11 pound because the 13 feels still a little bit heavy, but it's night and day difference, a lot better than OEM. So again, upgraded trigger and different recoil assembly. I also have this guy ported, but that's just something else entirely. That's not the point of today's video. So here we go. So we'll just do 15 shots. I'm not gonna, completely rapid fire, but I'm gonna go a little bit fast, and then we'll show the group that we're able to do. The lock grips also help it, so that way the gun doesn't move at all. So here we go. Go from here. So I went a little bit quicker than I should have, but shooting irons too. I don't really shoot irons that much, but still a decent group. The gun feels so much better with that trigger and recoil assembly. So as you can see, not exactly all in the same hole, but still pretty decent, especially for the rate of fire that we were doing there. So, and this is, all within this 8 ring, which is like probably a credit card size. So.